Hi everyone, on Saturday, May the 23rd, a really busy afternoon of racing on ITV on Saturday. The best of the action from 3 tracks: Goodwood, Haydock and York. Top class action, lots of group races and some pretty hot Saturday handicaps. We start off with our daily nap, sponsored by Priced Up Bet. This goes in the 125 at Goodwood, a 7 furlong handicap, and I like Richie's Rocket here from the red hot Rafe Beckett yard. Now Rafe is flying, 8 winners in the last fortnight. Richie's Rocket has not been one of those horses who's taken off. He's been quite well backed in strong company twice this season, and he's left it behind, and he was a bit disappointing last time out in a small field when racing freely and weakening out of things. Now since that, he's undergone the gelding operation. I think he works at home like a pretty good horse who they think is sort of listed or group 3 level, and the fact he's got into this opening handicap from a pretty nice mark tells you that he is potentially very well treated. And as I say, he's had that gelding operation. Hector Crouch has been booked. This isn't a strong race at all, and I think if he settles, he can come through and pick these off late. The ground conditions, by the way, at all 3 tracks, well, they were pretty soft earlier in the week, but they're bound to dry out. Looking at the weather forecast, I think it's going to be like 30 degrees in the south, certainly, so I'm thinking we're going to be back to sort of good ground by the time we jump off on Saturday, and that should suit Richie's Rocket. Our value angle selection, sponsored by Priced Up Bet, goes in the 3:30 at Haydock, the feature race, the 5 furlong Group 2 Temple. The one thing to say here, they will go a million miles an hour. There's 2 absolute trailblazers in the lineup: Jackajaro, who's got blistering early pace, and Night Raider, who we backed when he won the other day at Newmarket. He has got absolutely trailblazing speed from the stalls. I think they'll cut each other's throats, and it'll set things up for JM Jungle to come through late. Now he's a 12-1 chance this morning with Priced Up Bet. He's a lovely tough sprinter with a terrific record. He goes well with a little bit of cut in the ground, so conditions should suit, and he won't mind if it carries on drying out. I thought he shaped pretty well in need of the run on his reappearance behind the reopposing Night Raider, who blitzed them from the stalls. He won't be able to dominate on his own here, I don't think. And JM Jungle finished with running left in the tank under a quiet ride. He's back to Haydock this afternoon. Jason Hart booked for the ride. If he sees daylight late, I'm sure he'll be flashing home, and hopefully he can get up in the closing stages. The remaining races on ITV on Saturday, we'll spin through them in time order, starting at Haydock with the 145, a 1 mile 2 listed contest. Very trappy this. Revoir comes from a stable going really well, Rafe Beckett, which I've already touched on. She was a filly who was tried in very warm company for most of last season and was far from disgraced. Rossa Ryan booked. If she's fully wound up, she should go really well here. It's a very trappy looking contest. Over to Goodwood for the 2 o'clock, a 1 mile 3 listed prize. Well, Saxon Street's going to be a short prize. He's done nothing wrong so far in winning both career starts. He's proved himself on an undulating track after landing market confidence at Epsom on his reappearance, so Goodwood should be no bother at all, and he looks a class above these rivals with more improvement in the tank. Back to Haydock for the 220, a 1 mile handicap. Well, I think Suspended Sentence is a very interesting runner here. Watched his run back at Sandown first time out when the yard was completely dead and he needed the run at a big price in hot company. He was travelling really strongly 3 furlongs out, then had the doors shut and then weakened when he hit the hill. But I think he could leave that effort well behind him here. He's got the potential to keep on improving after 6 career starts. Michael Bell, not one of my yards, I have to be honest, but hopefully they've had a recent winner and the tide might be turning now. Over to York for the 240, a 5 furlong handicap, a typical minefield. Fortification, well, he sprang a 40-1 shock over course and distance last time out, with no fluke about it, coming through strongly from off the pace. I think he can defy his new mark for Brian Ellison, but these races are a minefield at York. You need a lot of luck in running. A missed break by half a length and you're out of it, but Fortification could still be improving for this yard. Back to Haydock for the 258, the 6 furlong Sandy Lane Stakes. Well, 5 Ways was a big price on his return and had no chance in that Newmarket sprint won by Night Raider, but he finished with running left in the tank, and I think the return to 6 furlongs should be ideal with the yard continuing in blistering form. Andrews had 10 winners in the last fortnight. And finally, we go back over to York for the 315, the Bronte Cup, a filly stakes, a Group 3 over 1 mile, 6 furlongs, 56.5 grand. to the winner. John and Thady Gosden held all the aces at declarations. I think it's significant they've chosen to run their mare Danielle here. Now, the Gosdens 7 winners in the last fortnight, 23% strike rate. Danielle's been entered up everywhere, including at the Royal Meeting in a few weeks at Ascot. This looks a good starting point. She's won 2 from 12. She was very highly tried last season, finishing up with a heavy ground win at Doncaster in the a hot listed contest there. She's really impressive in heavy ground, coming home by 8 lengths, but she handles much better ground just as well. She had some cracking form at Goodwood in August on good to soft ground, so these conditions ideal. She looks a class above these rivals under Rab Havlin. Best of luck with all the ITV action on Saturday, everyone. Please do like and do comment in the comments section underneath with your own thoughts and fancies on a really busy Saturday. Subscribe to the free YouTube channel if you haven't already, and do check out our sponsor, Priced Up Bet.